Vibranium Stacks podcast. My name is William Evans, and I'm a writer for BlackNerdProblem.com. Joining me on the line is the next generation of Team Avatar, Kerry McLean, Jordan Calhoun, Taj Williams, and Omar Holman.
What we doing?
Yeah.
Greetings and salutations.
Yo, we in here. It's canon. It's canon. You can't deny that shit. It's canon now. I've learned so much terminology because of Korra that I really never ever wanted to know.
You're welcome.
What's the main one you learned?
You're welcome.
What's the main one?
That's
Let
really
it sail. Let it sail.
so we got the big mega podcast. We got more people on it than we've had before, obviously on Vibranium, because we've experienced a death in the family. Because the Legend of Korra ended. And much speculation that the Avatar line has ended. So, but you know what? We do not come to bury Avatar. We come to praise the bending. Okay, that's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the finale. We're here to talk about Legend of Korra, and just all points in between. So, just as a starting point. Last week was the last episode. They did a double episode like they have been doing for the season finales. They gave us 2 episodes, and that would have been Day of the Colossus and The Last Stand, which I will say were both really, really good episodes. And and I'll start with I'll throw this to you, Kerry, first, because I remember on the last podcast you and I specifically kind of went back and forth about we think that they can wrap the season up, but we were real pessimistic in terms of them wrapping the series up.
Most definitely, yeah.
I think they did better than my anticipation in terms of like putting a nice bow on the series. What about you?
No, most definitely. I mean, our last Vibranium Stacks were like, okay, we got that big cliffhanger. Kubera told Batar Jr., I guess I'll see you next lifetime. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hey, Batar. It's been real.
I love
it's
you
been
too,
real.
Boo.
Thanks for the memories. Memories.
So we were stuck like at this cliffhanger, like, okay, who survived the blast? And after that, this is the last episode or 2 episodes of the series. Does Korra win? And then, if she does win, what type of state will she be in? Because we saw what happened last book. Yeah, she was alive. Yeah, she was broken.
She was FDR. Yes, she was.
Wow.
So
yeah,
it got rough. It got rough, B. It got rough.
It got a whole lot rough before it got better. Yeah, but this finale wrapped up really nice. You got the bow, you got the presents right before Christmas. It happened, and it was very satisfying.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was so happy.
Normally on these episodes, you feel like before Korra has her fight against Kavir, I expected something revolutionary to happen that sort of gets her mind right and gets her ready for that fight. Did I miss something, or did nothing really happen? She was just on point for the whole finale. All of a sudden, she was like, you know what? I'm a fighter, and I'm a winner.
Here's the secret. Korra been on point for about 3 episodes now. Like,
but where did that come from? Like, nothing even happened to get her on game.
She got her head right.
She's the Avatar.
I get what Jordan is saying. I thought that she was going to have to face her demons like that one last time, and kind of demons, and then Korra can do anything. But But
here's the thing. Here's why I don't think so, and why I'm glad she didn't have to face any more demons. Because, look, I think probably none of us are going to disagree that Book 3 was like just the apex, right? Like that was as good as it gets. Book 4 drug very slowly in parts, mostly because they wanted to build up how they were tearing Korra down all the way and building her back up. We watched her face her demons for the first of this season. I didn't need no more of that. I wanted confident, I'm about to go in and wreck shop Korra. And I think I said in the first recap, like I started calling her Admiral Korra because like she was like straight giving orders, sending people places. Like that's the most confident, I'm the leader, I'm doing my thing Korra we've ever seen. And I was cool with that.
I mean, but when you take a look at the season as a whole, Korra having the post traumatic stress disorder, her battling the demons and getting the out. It would have been nice for her to have to fight them demons one last time, succeed, and then gain her confidence like that. She just kind of became confident out of nowhere, and so I get what Jordan is saying, based on that.
I don't know. I don't feel like it came out of nowhere. I feel like it was.
I think I can clear that up.
Like, what changed between her losing to Kavira in the first fight and her beating Kavira's ass the second fight?
Zahir?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, towards the end of the episode, where Korra, we think they're dead and they're in the spirit world, and Korra, something clicks in her head and she's like, we're not so different. I think that's really where got her mind thinking like, okay, we're not that different. We're both fighting for the things we want, going as hard and in pain as we can, and we're kind of like two sides of the coin. I think that's really at the end of it all, when Korra is like, I'm going to the finish line, and Kavira's like, me too, and then they meet there, and she's like, oh, well, you're like me, and someone's saying, well, this is how Korra got her compassion back, and this and that. So I think that's she didn't need to face her demons. She needed to understand Kavira for who she was, who was someone just like her.
Right.
So
Omar, you jump in on this. What do you think about that finale? How we got there? Yes.
I like the fighting of it mostly, because this time she didn't really get that much help aside from everyone like doing their own like missions or whatever. Lin and Suyin had to break up the arm, Mako Bolin breaking up the spirit vines and whatnot. It was really, this time it was like more of a one-on-one match what I've been complaining about a lot for like the final fights in each series. So I respect that on the end. I'm not an empathetic person though, man. I wanted her to just end Kavira, like put her in her place, but then I understand it though. Where the meeting place and stuff, and then being selfless and saving her. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
That was a really nice moment. They really kind of ended that better than I thought they would. With the whole discussion between Korra and Kavira.
Mm-hmm.
I did too. It's obviously the first time we see we kind of see the vulnerable side of Kavira, obviously. Yeah. We kind of get the story from her perspective, right? We've had people speculating on why she's doing what she's doing, but you get to hear it from her, and it connects back with Suyin telling her story, basically Kavira's origin story of coming to her as an orphan and everything else like that. Right. So no, that was a really good moment, and just like them being in the spirit world and all that. I love the finale. Like I really dug. I really dug the second to last episode, the penultimate episode, Day of the Colossus, because the fighting and like the tactics of trying to. I love have we ever seen that many benders team up for one kind of like purpose like that?
No.
And I'm partial to earthbenders, man. But like when they saw the building in half,
yeah.
That shit on
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
one of my favorite parts. Bolin did some kind of giddy up move. I was like, yo, it's about to go down.
Beginning of the episode when Bolin just shoulder pressed like a big rock off of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Bolin was like, I got this.
I got this.
I'm gonna put this literally on my back.
Shoulder and back, son. Shoulder and back, son. Yeah.
I gotta give it back. Milo was my favorite for that. He had the first plan against them, man.
Milo is a G.
I was like,
I think Will said this in his review. Every little detail that's been mentioned this season
just came together.
And it came together really nice. Like everyone
I want to give him credit for that. But I remember how I felt watching some of them little scenes. Like, really, we're doing this.
The paint block. I was like, oh, okay. But then I'm like, oh, she had power washes on it. I was like, oh, I didn't think she had that washes on it. Oh, I got that. Sounds weird. I'm like, oh, we planned for this. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Nah, Milo's dope. Milo is the one, and granted, I would love to see him all like 10 years, not 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Milo's the one that his story could literally go anywhere.
Yeah.
He could go anywhere. I'm telling you, Milo's destiny is to be like Black Ops Airbender, like on some Slade Wilson type shit. Seriously, like I could see that.
We gotta get Milo in here for this. Yeah, we need this. We need this.
But no, back to Taj's original point. Like, I thought the ending was just really, really well done. Like after the fighting was done, I thought it was really well done, and you got the Kavira Korra moment, of course, that you were gonna get, provided that Kavira survived, but then we're gonna talk about all this later, but you got the isolated moments with the most important characters with Korra as well, right? So you get Korra talking to Mako, you get Korra talking individually to Tenzin, and then of course you get Korra talking to Asami. And like I felt like all of those scenes running together were done really well. So I was a big fan of it. And this is okay, so I'll throw this, craziness into the mix. I thought the fight in book 3 between Zahir and Korra was better. But I actually liked the last episode of this book better than book 3, like as a total episode.
It's happier. I mean, I feel like it's 2 different like tones too.
Okay, explain that.
I thought because Korra was so resolute, right? And even in the book 3 finale, you had the good scenes with Mako versus Minghua and Bolin versus Kazan, and of course like the whole lava bending thing. But the scenes with Suyin and Lin in this finale, and the scene with Mako and Bolin, I thought were just great. Like the fighting was great. There was more. It felt like more was at stake, right? It wasn't just individual battles. They were still fighting for one common goal to take down his mech, right? So it wasn't just like, okay, Bolin, I got to hold off Gazan. It was like, okay, we're still all part of this one big thing that we're trying to accomplish.
Assigned missions.
It just felt dope. It just felt really, really dope. And like we did not, and even though it produced some of the best moments, I just feel like we did not get enough Lin and Suyin fighting together.
You never will.
I could watch.
I mean, what more? After they murked off P. Lee, what more could you want? I'm like, that's it. It's over. She said, it's done.
Hey. After that, it's like all the bases belong to you. All the bases belong to y'all.
One of the best. Suyin might be one of the best overall fighters.
Period.
That we've seen in the Avatar universe.
Period.
At least top 5.
Yeah, I loved it, man. Like every time Suyin and Lin were on screen together fighting or fighting against each other. Was great.
It was entertaining.
Was just great because and Omar and I talked about this. Maybe we talked about it on the podcast last time. I love Suyin. I love that Suyin has like a fighting style.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's like fluid.
Like it's like she's an earthbender, but she moves like she's a waterbender sometimes.
Yeah.
She's
like
agile.
some fighting crazy shit.
It's real graceful but strong.
Yeah. And you know what else I like, and this is a completely nerding out, but like I love in the universe when there's fighting and there's bending, but there's close combat and it's actually martial arts shit.
Yeah, that's what I like too. Yeah.
I love that shit. Yo, when Korra hit Kavir with the leg wrap and flip, I was like, get it?
The modified Hurricane Rana, man.
Animation, man.
And it's funny. So you guys and so far our audience, we have a ridiculous amount of Korra content that's on the site this week.
Yeah.
Between my recaps, we're doing this podcast, obviously. We will have something else going up this week that is going to be our favorite fights of Legend of Korra. I'm really looking forward to that. But there's instances of that. So like I think back to I've had to rewatch some of them obviously because we're doing this column. But like one of my favorites is the fight with Lin and Korra on top of the stadium against the chi blockers in book 1. And like, there's a lot of Korra doing actual like hand-to-hand combat on top of that dome, and I feel like we get to see her do that more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, she's dope. She's dope. Like, obviously she's this incredible bender, but like close combat, she handles it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fighting was dope. Like, and that's why I thought that I like this finale more. Not like and the book 3 finale is top tier.
So incredible.
But no, I did. I just like the cooperation and I like the fighting scenes.
I think it's because it was just that sense of finality in the air. You know?
Sense of urgency to get everything done.
Yeah, they just had to get everything done and everything closed up and wrapped. And so I mean, when you say that, I mean, I can kind of see where you're coming from based off that.
And also, okay, let's get this out of the way because we've been talking about it beforehand and all this other stuff. Let's talk about Mako.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about Mako.
Tom's got to hit the phone. Tom's like, well, fuck Mako. He's dead anyway.
We got to talk about Mako. Okay, we got to talk
good.
about.
Go for it.
I mean, here's the thing, like.
Who's Mako?
They didn't have time. After season 2, they did not have time for Mako. They just didn't. They didn't have time for Mako. They didn't know what
Mako is like the Ray J.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I get where you're coming from, though. I get where you're coming from.
It's Bolin, big brother.
But that is like Bolin, like it made like how Nintendo did the year of Luigi. It was like the year of Bolin from like 3 to 4, man.
Well,
oh, I'm sorry, mostly.
Book 2 was so heavy Bolin.
True.
More Bolin than we needed.
Yeah.
In book 2.
I
It's
loved
all
it.
the characters Bolin is. Man, that mover storyline.
Knock Chuck.
Knock
Chuck, man. That's a reference back to Nine of the North, man. That's scientific references, man.
Okay. That shit was horrible. Okay.
But I mean, you remember the grassy, high-ass storylines they used to give Mako?
Well, she's mad at me. You want my opinion? Do you not want my opinion? I remember that.
Man, I love Korra, but Asami, she fine too. I can't choose.
There's a lot of that.
But I guess he redeemed himself this time with the like, you know what? Now I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna just do this.
When Mako was willing to risk his life to save everybody,
and that's why I take the Mako slander off the table. That's why I take the Mako slander off the table. Because there's the moment when he's like, he tells Bolin, he's like, did you figure out anything? And Bolin's like, only thing I know is that these things explode. And Mako looks at it and he just closes his eyes in that huff like, this is it.
This is it, man.
Like Mako was like, this is what I got to do, and this might be the last thing I do, man.
I think if they would have pulled the trigger on that, that would have been the most interesting
way to die.
It would have been the interesting moment in his whole character arc.
I was saying.
It doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter who. If someone dies in the act of braving someone, then no matter what they did, that's gonna be the most interesting thing they ever did.
When Bolin saved him, it was like
Yo, when he went to the
right there. Right there.
He braved that.
I like Mako, man. I ain't want him to die.
I wonder, does Mako like his arm will get better, or did he like? It's like is it like one arm now? Is he like gonna be a difficulty with it?
I don't know. I don't know. And we don't know exactly how much time passed, right? Like between capturing Kavira and the wedding. Like
no,
there's
not,
like,
I don't think it was that long.
We assume it's pretty quick, right? Yeah. So if it's still wrapped up, that makes sense. But
Bolin's lava frisbee was more interesting than Mako, and that was.
I made it a hot line. I made it a hot song, man. Frisbee, this ultimate lava frisbee, babe.
Yo, but for real, Gazan really need to get royalties on that. He really needs to get royalties.
He did a bunch of some gifts back to back. They did a lot of the Bolin took from Gazan's moves as well. You can see like similarities from levels and stuff. So it's dope.
I'm really hoping we do get graphic novels out of it, man, because I really want to spend some more time with the character. The only thing, and I love the finale. The only thing I really wanted was I wanted Zahir to escape. I just wanted like 20 seconds. Yo, I wrote it. They should have hit me up. I already wrote it. Like they show the interior of the prison. Right, and you just and Zahir's in there meditating, floating, or whatever. He hears all this commotion on the other side of the wall. Cat's getting, murked up, don't even know what's going on. They raise that wall, and it's like Gazan with like one arm from out. And he comes and he gets Zahir. Like that's all I wanted, man. That's all I wanted.
And then you somehow hear Littlefinger's voice in the background, like chaos is a ladder. Like, where did Peter Baelish come from?
Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to interrupt, but he's up for an important role. I'll just say that.
Peter Baelish?
An important role. Okay, very quick segue from Korra, only because it came up. He is being talked about to be freaking Slade Wilson in Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Wait, Littlefinger is going to be Slade Wilson?
Tommy Carcetti?
Wait.
Tommy Carcetti? The mayor of Baltimore is about to be Deathstroke?
Wait, Littlefinger is about to be Deathstroke?
Yes. Let's move on.
I love Omar's done.
Let's move on. See, this is why I don't want to tell y'all shit.
Anarchy.
Omar's on his way to DC Studios right now.
The scrawniest Deathstroke I've ever heard in my life.
I'm about to do a Google search.
Anyway, no. We're getting back to. Omar, you walked away. You walked away. You had your chance.
This guy, really DC.
Anyway, getting back to Legend of Korra. All right.
Let me say one thing on Suya. we can get back to Korra on Suya.
I had to get an ice cream sandwich. I'm so mad.
I loved because we didn't mention this on Suyin. I loved how stupidly pig-headed she was. Like she was stubborn, like to a fault. Like she made some poor decisions. She got kidnapped, and then when they broke her free, she still went back to fight Kavir. Like I don't give a fuck. I just want to tell her that I ain't scared of her. I ain't scared of her.
She is a horrible mother.
But she makes bad decisions.
She was hard. She was hard, Mama. I'm about to do this. Y'all roll with me? All right, Mama. I don't care.
Lynn makes bad decisions too. Lynn went in there like, okay, we are gonna do the exact same plan that just got Suyin kidnapped, and we're gonna go in here with just a couple people, and I think this is a good plan.
Yo, but here's the thing, Jordan. Lynn been making bad decisions since week one.
But they also had Toph with them too. So, I mean, that's a game changer right there.
Hold the phone.
Go ahead, Carrie.
Me and you, Opal, me and you are gonna go in here, and you can bring your boyfriend since he's tagging along, and he won't leave. So we can roll with y'all. And that was the plan. Like that was the exact same plan that got Suyin kidnapped, and she was like, "This is what we're gonna do." And we will not invite anyone else.
People have to understand. Now, what people have to understand, like fine wine or something, Beifongs get better with age.
They do.
They do. So they may have stupid plans, but getting out of it, they don't make it work. So
you don't have to convince me. You're like earthbending, like they took over this entire, like they were the kingdom. I'm legally changing my last to Beifong, and I don't give a fuck.
Dude, like, I'm saying.
That's like.
Put a hyphen behind my name. Carrie
playing Beifong.
No, I know Will has said when Batar had proposed to Suyin, he was like, "Yeah, well that's nice, but your last name's still gonna be Beifong."
Legacy, bruh. We ain't giving that up. We're not giving that up that name. What I look like? What my grandmama Toph. What I look like giving up Faith on B?
For you?
For you?
He's like, "What's up, Mom?" He's like, "Don't you call me that."
She's like, "Do I know you? Do I even know? You don't even. You can't.
Hold on.
You don't even go to school. You can't sit with us."
I had a quick question. Was Skrillex? Was Suyin's kid Skrillex? Was he not a bender?
No, he's not a bender.
He's not a bender. Because he does the sculptures.
He did do the sculpture.
Yeah, but I didn't see him bending after that at all, though.
Like he went to hang out with his daddy.
We never saw him bend those sculptures.
He's a lover, not a fighter, man. That's
He's
it.
An artist, not a fighter.
The artist, man. I mean, he ain't an artist like Milo, but he's not.
Milo.
Yo,
Milo,
Milo is Monet, for real. Like,
my man had the totalitarian pose.
Milo the God.
Hard.
Really though. Really.
So
no,
hard.
yeah, I guess Skrillex.
Skrillex, man.
Yo, that's what Tumblr and Twitter nicknamed him, man. We didn't come up with it.
Right, man.
He boxed on the weekend, man. Look at him.
So what what did y'all feel about bringing back in Papa Sato to finish off the Hummingbird mechs?
I knew he was gonna get clapped. I knew it. I was waiting for it.
Yo, the way they
I knew he was gonna get clapped.
Lynn is so heartless because the way they brought him in was like, okay, well you're helping, but you're going back to jail.
Lynn was like, hey, just so you're aware, you ain't a free man, bruh. Like, only reason I took the handcuffs off is because you need to work. That's pretty much it.
You're a red shirt right now. I'm letting you know you're either dead, you're either dying, or going back to jail. Just saying.
Oh my gosh.
I mentioned this before we started recording, and it's like, getting slapped or going back to jail. It's not that hard of.
But he doing time, bruh. He doing time. Like Sato got bodies on him. Like he's doing time, right? Like he led a complete coup. He led a complete coup of the government and everything else, bro. Sato ain't getting out of jail no time soon, dude.
The only reason why they probably kept him alive because of his genius. Like,
dude, he doing Mandela numbers. Okay, he wasn't coming out no time soon.
Man,
no time soon.
Sato in a jail cell throwing out kites. He making wine in the toilet.
He on that Goodfellas prison, man.
Talking about when you get out. He's like, man.
He said making wine in the toilet? That's disgusting.
Making wine in the toilet.
You know about that penitentiary life, man.
He's out there trading toothpicks for Lucy's.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, Sato was like, I mean, I can get crushed by a giant mech and have my daughter.
Tell me Sato wasn't a man in jail.
Dude,
you can't tell me he wasn't.
He knew how to get what? He knew how to get everything up in there, man.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah, man. But it was a good ending for him. That was a good arc for him, right? And again, that was one of those things I even said in the recap. I was like, okay. Because what was that during the Battle of Zaofu that Asami went and visited him?
Yeah.
So I remember watching that episode and then recapping it, being like, okay, we have this awesome thing going on in Zaofu, and ain't nobody mad at Asami, but this is what we're doing for real. Like we're visiting prison now,
and obviously that was like her first arc of the season. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was weirdly placed in that episode. But again, you know why we got it, because it made an impact in the end. No, like going back even a little bit further before the finale, I thought it was kind of genius that they had a giant mech as the weapon, right? Because it would have been everything else. Like it's just daunting, right? Like even if you brought that weapon in on a train or whatever, there's all kinds of ways. And that was the big plot hole from Operation Bang Fong. It's like, okay, while we're here, why don't we destroy this weapon that can destroy the world? Nah, we're just gonna jump on Juicy the Bison and get the hell up out of here.
Right.
even though Toph can selectively put 7.2 Richter scale earthquakes out in the world and shit.
Yeah.
But like, I thought that was kind of dope because it kind of made it more daunting, more hard to overcome type of thing.
No one was expecting that.
Yeah.
Kavira was the queen of surprises. It was like,
this season had so many Star Wars parallels. Like,
yeah,
it had so many.
It really did.
Yeah.
It really did. Nah, she came around that mountaintop like, heard you was talking that shit. For real.
She's here a week early.
Duh.
Yo, I seen that shit from the previous episode. And Zhu Li, she's going to be there in two weeks. I'm like, bruh, what are we doing? And then like they said it at the very beginning of the next episode, I'm like, this is stupid. Just stop saying that shit. Just stop saying that shit.
She's here a week
4 days, a week tops. Hello.
I said 10 days. Y'all should listen. All right, we talking business days, right?
Business days.
Business woman.
Bender days.
No. Like I really liked. So let me ask you this. I think I have my answer. I think it's obvious one. Of the 4 books, rank your villains. The main villains. Rank your villains. Carrie, I'll start with you. Rank your villains.
Right.
From 4 to number 1. Rank your villains.
So we had Amon in book 1. We had Unalaq in book 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zahir and crew.
You can call it Una. I guess that'd be Unavato.
Yeah,
or
Unavato.
Yeah. Sure.
Zakir and his crew.
Mm-hmm.
Book 3, and then book 4, Kavir. Zahir and crew really is still really fresh in my head, and I want to say Kavir, but that Vatu and Unalaq, the whole spirit portals, that was really big. So,
You got Kavir as your number 1 villain.
Make things hard.
Well, I'll put Zahir at top because he wanted to just ultimately end the Avatar line, not just kill Korra, just like I'm done. Yo,
Like done.
We're
Limited
done.
Jordan's gone. So not coming back. Not coming back, B. For real.
So Zahir won. I'll put Kavira in slot 2, but Unalaq and Vatu, that was really still really big, and of course Amon at the bottom. And that was still,
I'm the only person that likes Amon as a villain.
Like Amon.
No, I like Amon.
I like
Look,
Amon.
the thing with the villains, the thing with each horror villain was unique in their own way that took power away in their own way. I mean, Amon took away people's bending, people's way of life.
Yo.
But Kavir was like crushing dreams.
I don't think some people still got their bending back from that, by the way.
Yo, that's why the wolf bat's so good on the base, because all that time he had to practice before Korra gave him his bending back and shit. Your boy was bending some guitar strings, is all the hell he was. Okay, Jordan, what you got? What's your ranking?
Yeah, mine is gonna go Zahir number 1, Kavira number 2, Amon number 3, and then
Unalaq
and Vatu at the bottom for me.
Sounds like a shipping name.
I know, right?
Gross. Gross.
My seasons would pretty much, like if I were ranking seasons, they would pretty much go in that order. Now that I think about
By
it,
the right, and we've talked about this before. Like we not just Korra, but like shows like this where you usually have a big bad at the end of the season. The quality of the season often depends on how good your villain is.
As good as the villain, right.
And like this, we can call this the Arrow corollary for all I care, right? Like the strength of the villain often determines like the strength of the season when you have a type of show that's set up like that. So, Taj, what's your order?
I'm going to rank them by just all around awfulness. I'm gonna say Vatu and Unalaq is my top seed. I'll say Zahir is 2.
What?
Let him finish. Let the man finish. Let's hear it.
I'll say Armand is 3 and Kavira 4.
Kavira's pretty damn awful though, man. Like Kavira willing to kill her bae. Like, oh, you with the Avatar? It's been real.
She gave
emotional.
A kiss.
Not even willing in the hypothetical sense. Like she actually tried.
Like she tried to. She tried to. Like when she was getting walked off the jail and like so yeah, it's like, and you tried to kill my son. Like, tried to. He's still alive.
Right?
Can we talk about that moment? Can we talk about that moment for a second? And it's in the recap, man. Suyin at the very end when everybody was like, not everyone was like or anything, but like Kavira takes responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, grab the mic, yo. You know, yo, I'm gonna let you finish, but Korra's the best bender to ever do it, right? Like, she does that, and then she accepts the cuffs. I'll take whatever punishment, and everyone's like, okay, yeah, happy to hear that, happy to hear that. So yeah, it's like, we'll pay for everything that you did. So yeah, turned her chill to 0, man. She's like, no, you really are not gonna get any kind of parlay out of this shit, like whatsoever. That shit had me cracking up. Everybody was like, okay, good responsibility. Cian's like, nah, fuck that. You gonna do some time. Yeah. You gonna do some time. You gonna pay for some of this shit, right? You got property damage, right? Like whatever plant you got cranking out platinum that can make giant mechs, they gonna owe us some money. They gonna owe us some money. You know what I mean? Nah, but I love that shit. Omar, give me your ranking.
Who are the 5 greatest villains?
5?
Zahir, and Zahir. Ben's hot air. I don't care. Nobody. I don't know what the fuck we even talking about for, man. Zahir takes everything, man.
I got Zahir as my number 1, man.
Everything.
And going back, in book 2, like, and we've said it many times on this, book 2 has, we'll just say this, book 2 has more problems than the other seasons, okay? I think that's fair to say. But, like,
book 2 is my least favorite season, easily.
It is my least favorite season, too, but going back and watching it, Unalaq is a dope villain. Like, he really is, he's a dope villain.
What's her uncle? Her blood.
Like, yo. Got Batu out. Was like, hey, yo.
But the fight when he knocked Tonrak out, man, like
that was cold, man. I'm like,
that is still one of my favorite freaking.
He said, nope. Ooh, that was close. Saw my own breath that time.
Shit, man, that is my shit.
No, when Tonrak closes his eyes, though, he's just like, all right, I'm done. Yeah, he got me.
Wrap the coffin.
Like that was for his blood right there. He just straight up betrayed everyone.
Yeah.
Yep, just used her.
He used his kids as his pawns. I mean, he was a part of the sect that Zahir and Pei-Ling and
he was a Red Lotus.
Hello. That was crazy.
That is crazy, isn't it? Okay, so my order is pretty much the same as y'all for the most part. I still got Zahir as my number 1. I'll put Kavira 2, but not a ton over Amon. Like, I really liked Amon as a villain.
Where's Ming Hua fit on your list? Where's Ming Hua fit on your list now?
See, but I guess I'm talking like head villains. Like we probably need to do that. We probably need to like do a whole list of the best benders in the Avatar universe. Ming.
Yeah.
Or if we just limited to the last Airbender, like I think Ming Hua top 10. I think Ming Hua's in my top 10.
He's top 3.
Yeah.
I think he's in my top 10. He's bending with water.
But
what's
I don't
know.
outside of Korra, I don't know any other bender that like can really use their bending as an extension of their body. Obviously, like Ming Hua can, right? Like. Yeah. That was just crazy. Like when she created the damn puppets of the air acolytes, man. Like what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
And then she was just like, gotcha. Like she cracked up. She came out like the girl in the ring, man. Like
a top 5 bender, and like this is going back to Last Airbender. The waterbender that was hiding out within the Fire Nation that taught herself how to bloodbend in the prison.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
She's a top 5, guaranteed.
Oh, okay. Let's do this. It's off the top of the head. I'll give y'all some time to think about it. Top 5 benders, period.
Okay, I got mine already. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you mine right now. I'll tell you mine right now. Nah, I'll have to think about it.
Like, okay, like not giving the top 5. I think that in my favorite benders, I still, I go with Korra. Korra's one of my favorites, period. Toph is my favorite. Toph is my favorite. She's number 1.
Is the best at what she does.
Exactly. Like Toph bends metal and rock better than anyone who has ever done anything. Okay,
yep.
Like better than I don't know, better than anything. So Toph is my number 1, but I would have Korra in the top 5. I probably would have. Is Tenzin a top 5 bender?
I like Aang's style more than Tenzin's though. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Because when Aang did when he blew out the air from his chest to evade some Fire Nations dudes in like the first.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
When he was murking, he was crossing over Zuko with air, man. He knocked him down the well. When he knocked Zuko down the well, and he was just down on top of the well, caught myself like. Nah, Aang was the Allen Iverson of benders to me.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. This will be easier, and you guys can all answer these as I throw them out. I'm gonna say a bender, and you're gonna tell me if they're a top 10 bender or not. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Azula.
Crazy. Yeah, but she's sick.
Yeah.
That lightning's sick. Yeah.
Yeah, Azula, yeah.
Her flames were blue too, weren't they?
What's that?
Wasn't her flames blue?
Her bending.
Have we seen a blue flame since Azula?
No.
No.
Yeah, she was special.
Yeah. Azula was special. Azula was special.
Yo,
here's the
She
thing.
was enhanced by insanity.
Yeah.
Here's a burning question. Is Azula alive? What? She's a little bit older than Zuko?
Yeah.
I mean, she probably still rotting in the jail somewhere.
Was she Zuko's older?
She's the older sister.
Older sister? Okay.
I could have sworn she was.
But obviously not by much.
No, she's older.
I mean,
Okay, that's the question. That's the question. Is Azula still in jail right now?
Yeah.
probably rotten somewhere around.
They went and found their mom together in like the side stories, whatever. But I'm pretty sure I think she might have ran off actually. I think in the
The graphic novels.
I think she might have ran off because they were definitely. I think she ran off or something. So she might still.
How Aang died? I wish we would have known how Aang died. Everybody else's age is still alive and kicking and just old.
Was it not old age or something? I don't know. I don't know.
But I mean, Toph is still just 70,000 years old, kicking it.
Earthbender, man.
But like being the Avatar is like being president, man. That shit probably ages you like times two.
I mean, Korra 21. Like so. I mean, you got to add another what? Korra started when she was what? 17. Like the show started when she was 17.
About 17, yeah. No, she's like 18.
18?
No,
yeah.
she was 17. I thought.
I think she was 17. So I mean, Avatar Aang died 17 years before the season started.
Right.
And so like he died fairly young, right? Like I was hoping at some point during the wrap up of Legend of Korra we would get some type of nod to how he might have died, because it couldn't have been just old age. I mean, of course it could have been, but like he's dying much younger than all of his contemporaries.
He used to be like what, 160?
Real world Avatar, man. He died of like kidney failure. Like
He wasn't taking his blood pressure pills, man.
He was vegan though, so I mean he should be like well off. I mean,
Aang had sepsis
He
before
had a good diet. He was vegetarian.
Yeah. Someone gave him some red eye. Like, oh god no.
Yo,
Aang had some baby back ribs by accident. Aang
ate some bad berries, man. He was too far away.
Some pathetic death that wasn't worth mentioning. Like he died embarrassed on the toilet or something.
No, I know I know how Aang bit it. He was accidentally smothered to death. Appa sat on him. That's how it happened.
Yeah, it was not an honorable death that you would expect because they just swept that one under the rug. Like, yeah, what happened with Aang? We don't talk about that.
We
don't talk about that.
I had to look up in the Yeah, I think when I heard Sokka died, I was more crushed.
Yeah, I'm like,
God, man.
Where's Sokka at, yo?
No more Boomerang.
No more. Yo.
No space. You lost the space sword. That hurts.
I do not even care. Like Sokka is like a top 10 Avatar character. Period.
Yeah. And it was interesting because you basically had even though he could bend, like Bolin was like the Sokka character, right?
The comic relief.
In terms of the comic relief, keeping it light, that type of thing.
So who's your father, man?
Dude.
Who's your father?
How you just
talk about that?
Oh yeah, it was this guy named Bob. We were in Kansas. Some shit happened.
Yeah, and I'm like, I looked up Kanto too. I'm like, and they just like, nah, just some dude. Like that's in the Wiki. Yeah, some guy. I'm like, he wasn't in book 1 at all. Nothing. He wasn't. Okay.
Nope.
He was not important. He's not that good.
All right.
Kavira in everyone's top 10.
Only because of the way she murked Korra, man. When she slammed that rock into her and she jumped up, did that kick up? Like she's in the bottom of the top 10.
She murked Korra. She got the best of Suyin. And I mean, her opening scene is kind of all you need to see. Like,
why is all y'all?
Does the style they gave her?
She's flipping her metal patches off her.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen that.
That's smart too.
I can get behind that top 10. I can put on
that fascism bending, man.
Fascism.
So done with you, Omar.
Fascism bending, man. Oh, I got my arms.
Would you put any bloodbenders in top 10?
Of course. I put a bloodbender in the top 3.
No, okay, here's the thing. Here's another reason why Amon doesn't get it
on him.
I don't know about. I wouldn't go Tyler. I'll go to Amon because not only was Amon a bloodbender, and he could take people's bending away as a regular bender, which I'm pretty sure no one else could do. But on top of that, they also described why he could anticipate everyone's moves because he was a bloodbender and he could see which way you were going. Come on, man. That's why no one could land hits on him because he knew where you were going before you were because he could see where your movements were going. Yeah, Amon was dope. Amon was super dope. Okay, like let's not even sweep that under the rug, man. Like Amon was that dude. He really was. He got paired. I think Amon gets stepped down because he was early. He was in book 1.
He drew that ace.
But he kind of gets overlooked. 1 because of that, and 2 because his death was kind of whack.
How did he die? I don't even remember.
Because Tonrak took the power glove over the vent on the gas cap.
In the boat, and they're driving up into the sunset or whatever. Korra, and there's my problem from that fight. Korra didn't she hit him she just knocked him out the window with some air, really. Like there was no she didn't own him. You know what I'm saying? You gonna disagree with me?
No, she didn't own him. But why do you need that to be part of
I need that. Man? I need a hero to beat some ass. That's what I need from my hero, man. That's what I need. Aang gave me that. I was eating that with Aang, man.
Aang did not face the kind of foes that Korra did.
Yeah, point blank.
And you know what? That
Molly comet. He had a what was that? The Sozin's comet.
Yeah, but that fight, as soon as Aang gets his avatar state back, when he gets back to that rock, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, Korra was in the avatar state, fighting off poison, chasing Zahir through the damn Sahara. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And that's still one of my favorite moments when she saws off the top of that mountain.
Yes, right, because she cuts the corner. And Zahir's like, I'm flying out of here. Nah.
They messing with that.
She's pissed.
No, I would love to see, I want to see what Zahir is doing when he's not trying to kill the Avatar. Right? Like, is he like a straight mercenary?
I mean, he probably just be dreaming about getting out.
You know what he does, Will? He teaches like the Tai Chi classes of people on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, that's what he does. He teaches that.
Gary, like says, let go of all your tethers.
Zahir had that moment with Korra in one of the episodes in season 4 when he was like, I can fly now, but I'm bound here.
Yeah,
like, that just broke my heart, man.
You have all the power in the world and you don't use it. Yeah.
Yep.
You don't recognize it.
Zahir's that dude. Zahir's that dude.
Zahir is that dude locked up. Hello.
Hey.
Got the hair back too.
He had all this back.
Got the hair, the beard.
I told you when he first shaved, I had no idea who that was. I thought it was a new guy in the group. I was like, wait, that's Zahir? I was like, what the?
I had to tell you that. I'm like, that's Zahir, right?
I'm like, what? I thought it was gonna be like a fourth member of his crew. I'm like, who? I didn't recognize him.
And not to get spoilers, but it's not in the column that comes out this week about our top fights. You know what's a good honorable mention?
What?
That Zahir and Kaya. When
I was shocked that no one mentioned that one.
And she grabs your boy by the ankle and slams him. That's the dope.
Remember when she shouts out Zahir? I remember because I still didn't get that was him. She's like, Zahir. I'm like, where? Who is she shouting at?
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, it's him.
Here? He's here?
Why she didn't shout out Zahir like that? That's weird.
Other kids, they got that one shot in like the finale, but they didn't really get any lines. That was kind of jacked up.
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. So we go back to the finale. So we saw a very small scene with Kai and and Ryu, right? Ryu was helping Ryu like not fall to his death and shit.
Yeah. Ryu's the greatest airbender of all time.
Did Jinora actually get a line? You see her enough, but I don't know if she spoke.
She got saved from Tens, and that was about it.
I think she got a line at the end. She got a line at the end when they were looking for Korra, and Mako was like, she up there is like, nah, she's not here, and that's what Jinora got.
And you gotta feel bad for Iki, man. They try to give Iki that one storyline this season, and people were just like, nah.
She's the middle child, man. It's bound to happen. Sorry.
Yo, it's the middle child. Seriously, like that's what happens. Like Iki, I mean, you forgot that she was on the show for long periods of time.
She was like, Iki was. Remember in Family Matters, Laura used to have a little sister. Then one day she just went upstairs and never came back down. That's
No, you know what?
You mean the adult film actress?
I'm talking in the context of the show. I ain't going to the real world thing. I kept it in the context of the show.
What are we talking about here?
I kept it in the context of the show.
The girl from Family Matters ends up getting into the industry. Yeah. So, yeah, Iki. Yeah. It was the what was that episode? Was that the one with the looking for Korra? I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Finding Forest, as far as we know.
Pretty much. That is she got more time in that episode than she's gotten in the whole series.
They're tied up in
the last few episodes.
What's that?
Was Kai in any of the last few episodes? I don't remember seeing him at all.
He was just there for the big fight, the next fight.
Kai
he was heavy in the beginning of the season, and then he vanished.
No. You say the beginning of the season? I'm gonna tell you it's the first episode, bruh.
Yeah, it is the first episode.
Was it just the first episode where they stole the bison and all that?
Yeah.
Like,
oh no, you're thinking last season.
That's book 3. Book 4, it was him and Opal.
Book 4, him and Opal, and then when Bolin comes in and you see Kavir and all that. I don't think he spoke the rest of the season.
Nope.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna introduce him as like an essential character when they brought him in the beginning.
I thought so too, because they've obviously shown that he's got this huge potential as a really good vendor.
Right.
Yeah, I thought so too. But
he was pretty much the Aladdin of vendors, and then
the Aladdin of vendors.
God.
Oh my God.
The Aladdin of vendors.
Street rat.
Yeah, he was a street rat. And he brought him in. He was the diamond in the rough, and then they were like, "Actually, you're not a diamond though. You're a rock."
Street rat. I don't.
No, man, street rat. No, that was he was
All these quotables, Jordan. All these quotables. Jordan, right now you are Zahir.
Kai was straight up. He was Jason Todd to me, man.
He was Jason Todd?
He took Jason Todd's whole storyline, B. The whole storyline. Yeah. He didn't get much. He didn't get any burn after that first episode. I didn't think Opal was going to either until her folks got kidnapped. So there's that.
Only a quick shout out to Boomy for getting in shape too. I see that. I saw that doing from.
Boomy?
Hey, yo,
he lost a good. He became an airbender and lost a good 15.
That costume took 10 years off Tenzin. He looked all fit.
Yeah, he
looked 10 years younger.
Can we talk about the Black Ops?
That part was.
That's the only time Tenzin put the suit on. Tenzin's like, we doing Black Ops?
Are we doing this?
And then when he spun down, when he jumped in, he was like,
yeah, with the gust of air when Tenzin on him.
Like, you could have just jumped down, Tenzin. Tenzin, you could have just jumped down. That was a bit
I was waiting for Tenzin to throw a rice ball like Tenchu, just like take him out. That was dope.
Ain't nobody gonna eat his rice. Ain't nobody gonna eat a rice ball, man. Oh my God, he's eating a rice ball. What the hell?
He's eating the rice ball. He's eating rice. That part didn't make any sense in that game. You throw
where's the rice ball? I don't know where this rice ball came from. I'm gonna eat it.
On the ground. I'm just gonna eat this up real quick, and then somebody's gonna murder me.
Oh my goodness!
That scene was dope. That was such a good scene.
Yes. And it was quick. No hitches.
Where you expected something to go wrong, and then went by in like 30 seconds, and you're like, oh, well, they just got in and got out the way they were supposed to.
Guess that scene's over.
I was waiting for him to get caught, waiting for an alarm to sound or something. The next scene, they were having dinner or something.
Yo,
yeah, it really got my boy Tenzin running with that full bodysuit.
Yep. looking all youthful. That was dope.
Here, I got a question. Does Batar Jr. do any time?
Hell yeah.
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 He gotta do some time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. He ain't gonna get a cell next to Kabir either.
I would say if he had a different mother, then maybe he wouldn't. But I feel like his mom would just be like, fuck him.
Like, hey baby, I love you.
Yeah, but you did some wrong.
You know you're gonna do a good 10 to 15 though, right?
Exactly.
Like, 10 to 15, you get out Nate. You're gonna get out Nate, but
I feel like you can give him some consequences and repercussions.
These Kaviras ain't loyal.
Yo, seriously, man.
Another scene. Yo, we moved on from Milo real quick, but did y'all peep the scene where Tenzin was falling from the heavens and Milo scooped up under him?
Like Tony Stark.
Yeah, exactly. Under him and gave that burst of air like, I'm not going to let my daddy die.
He's like, Father, I got you.
Everybody thought
he was going to do a part, though.
Yeah, my man Milo did the Odell catch down.
Yo, that was dope. Also, I think that scene alone, just to tie it into what we were saying before about top 10, I think that scene takes Tenzin out of the top 10 benders.
Why?
But he ran into a building and was about to die, and he needed his 10-year-old son to come in and
But the reason
who put it on the hero
died right there.
He got hit by the laser because he was saving Janora.
Huh?
He saved Janora from getting hit by the laser.
I'm gonna say this about Tenzin. Tenzin wasn't born a hustler. He was birthing him.
But when he was taking on Zahir, though, Will was a big advocate for that. And I was like, no, man, he should have took him down. And it's true. Looking back, after reviewing the tapes, I was just mad he didn't beat him. I'm like, all right, you're right. You got more.
But like, you gotta remember, up to that point, and always like my running thing has been like comparing it to like judo and shit. Like, no one had scored a point on Zahir all season.
You're not that nice.
No one had touched that dude all season, and Tenzin gave him the W2s, the 1040s. He gave him all the tax forms. He got all the work. Okay.
That scene, like, Tenzin versus Lotus that's top 5 for me in all-time scenes.
Man, but no, Tenzin
he stood up to all 3 of them and was like, I ain't gonna lay down.
Man,
the camera angle turned away like I can't watch.
Yeah, Tenzin gave birth to Jinora. He gave birth to Milo.
Okay, hold up.
He had Nikki.
Hold up.
Harry's about to
nobody. Let's talk about Pima right now.
I can't.
Shout out. I was waiting for y'all to get done so I could say shout out to Pinma, who not only birthed a nation of Earthbenders, she is mother, like she said, to Milo. Hello. Milo, Iki, and Jinora.
Pema up in there singing Airbender songs to the train folks.
You guys,
man.
there was this great moment when they find out about all the new Airbenders, and the camera didn't quite focus on Pinma. She had this look on her face like, "Oh my God, I don't have to birth any more kids. There's more Airbenders in the world."
I was harmonic on myself.
Yes.
Yo, Pema has celebrated harmonic converters by getting their tubes tied. Like, I'm good. I'm done.
I'm done.
Like, yo, you know Tenzin had to use that line on her, like, "Baby, I'm tired. Let's just chill tonight. Hey, we gotta. It's only me and you. We gotta
like for real, man. Like, and then again, like going back to that scene about Pima in the train station, everything comes back. So like Prince Wu been talking about fucking Badger mode all damn season.
Well, man, control Badger mode though. What?
I know, right?
What?
I know, right? With his singing and shit.
And you know what? He ended up being better than Mako. Who would have expected that? He ended up.
Hey, Omar, give me a Ric Flair woo. Give me a Ric Flair woo. Oh, maybe give me a Ric Flair.
Yeah,
Drake.
Prince Wu talking about dissolving the monarchy.
You know that was like the running theme too. Like Mako would be like giving directions, and then someone had to send me. I got this. Bolin did it to him in the air blip in book 3. Wu did it to him this time in book 4. Like, nah, you ain't the voice of the people. I got this right here. I got this.
Hold on. What do you mean Bolin did it to him?
In Tumblr, right? Remember in book 3 where he's like, we need to Mako comes into the airship. The blimp. I need to commandeer this airship. And then Bone's like, I got this. Hey, the Queen's jewels on 3rd floor behind the vase. And they're like, they all run out there. That's how he gets them off the blimp.
Yeah. But Mako's the one that ended up flying it. Okay, like
I'm just saying, he ain't had to get them off the ship.
I'm gonna say that it's a bigger priority to fly the airship than it is to get people off of it. Because like
I'm just saying,
you could die. You could die if you crash the airship.
Take away bending, but hey, that's.
I'm just saying you can't let Mako on the mic. All right, anybody trying to hear 16? That's all I'm saying.
Nah, his 16 is pretty weak. He's in the middle of the BET cipher that no one remembers his shit.
He is.
But
you think you're on Papoose?
No.
He's not Papoose, man. Come on.
Gotta come through with the 20-pound Pelly and oversized fitted.
No.
At least give him like album 150 Cent. It's just like because it's just a follow up that didn't like go off well for him.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you all this. What'd y'all feel about the Varric Zuli?
Do the thing.
Scenes?
Do the thing.
That was fine.
Do the thing.
It was better for me because
do the thing, sir. There are
no more things to do.
Yeah,
that was great.
The scene before Varric proposes to Zuli and she does that little hair flip, I was just like, yo.
But if this is like NBA 2K, her hair flip is still like a 70 because Asami's like 99.
Oh man!
Like all
her fight game though, when she was fighting in the mech.
Oh yeah, Zuli.
Come on.
Yeah.
She was getting that helmet slam down. I'm like, come on, man. She did the Bumblebee match.
Pepper Potts with the extremists. You know what I'm saying? Like Zuli know what she's doing. But Yeah, I actually would have liked to see more of that, of them fighting in the mechs. That was pretty dope. It's a pretty dope scene. No, I dug it. I dug it. It got weird. Like, I ever tell you that I grew up on a farm?
Yeah, that was
I had
strange.
this one.
I didn't get that. I'm like,
like, this getting into some weird shit because he's about to talk about how he didn't appreciate someone and yada yada yada, or an animal actually. But I was like, grew up on a farm, like, grew up with a circus. I'm like, yo, y'all fucking up my Tony Stark storyline, man.
I mean, first he went Clark Kent, then he went Grayson.
Then he went what? Clint Barton? I mean, what are we talking about, man? Like, with the circus and shit. Yeah, but no, like, I dug it, and I thought it was cool, for the wedding to be at the end. And it's probably interesting because you probably expected someone to get married at the end of these things, right? Like, that's kind of how they set up the ship, so to speak. So, no, I thought that was a cool thing to happen, and we didn't get much closure, I guess, with the other characters not directly involving Korra.
Like Bolin or whatever.
Right. I mean,
Opal's not mad at him, and he's the lava.
They're back together, right?
He's the hottest lava bender in the game. He's the only lava bender.
Well, he's the only confirmed living lava bender right now. Yeah, because Gazan might still be at the bottom of a pit.
Lazarus pit.
Dude, you wish he got some Lazarus pit. Nah, but I dug it. There was a couple things in the finale that I was like, I wish we could have seen, and yada yada. And you know what? Omar and I talked about this before, and I've obviously had a couple times now doing the recap. It's not as epic, and it's more claustrophobic. That is actually a good fight between Kuvira and Korra at the end.
Inside the mech, or
inside the mech. Inside the mech.
It was like close
it actually
encounters.
Is.
They were just going at it.
They like knocked each other out for that draw, right? Because she bends her back. Doesn't Kuvira hit her something before they like hit the ground when they're in the air? That bullet time in the air.
Yeah. Yeah. She hits her with something like some piece of metal from the ground.
I'm like,
it's the Matrix shot.
Yeah. It was like Apollo Creed versus Rocky when they're like, I ain't hear no bell, ding ding, and they're like, oh, Sergeant Johnson, and then they do that and freeze frame on each other.
Yeah, but that's been done because of that movie.
I know.
30 times.
Yeah. I'm like, I just want that clear cut winner, man. That clear cut, I whooped your ass.
Dude, no, go back and watch it. Korra's whooping her.
Oh no, I saw that.
Like Kuvira scores like one real hit on her. Like when she drags her ass across the ceiling.
Yeah, man. Korra was fed up.
But outside of that, Korra put the paws on her for real.
I love how they were destroying the mech from the inside out. They're like messing up the panels and like the levers. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, when Sulin and Lin got inside there, and they were like, there's no plastic inside here. We can do some damage.
We can do some damage.
Game over, son. Game over. The big bones in his piece.
I've never seen someone give up on their surrogate arm so quickly. The arm is useless.
Rip it off.
No.
Rip it off. I'm done with it. This weapon is useless.
Hey. Yo. First the Bay. First Batar Jr. and then the arm.
Yeah,
what else?
Makes some rash decision.
There was no hesitation whatsoever.
She was like, this weapon's useless, and ripped off her own arm.
I'm like, why are you
I can't use the arm. It's useless to me. Just gone.
And she said she felt them in there, so I'm like, she must have known they're still in there. Just like throwing them. I'm like,
yeah. She said she felt a metal bending in there. She tries to move it, probably try to mess them up. And once she didn't have a connection to it anymore, she was like, "This is done."
That was one part that was weird to me though, because normally in the Avatar universe, like you can only bend things that are either within a certain proximity to you or that you can see, or one or the other. Mm-hmm. But she captured them inside the arm, like being in a completely different part of the Mech Warrior. I thought that was weird.
What? No. I think that
they had strapped themselves down.
Lin does
they
that
strapped themselves in?
Yeah, Lin strapped them in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Lin strapped them in.
I thought they were getting captured. I was like, that was.
Okay. No. Lin did that to strap them in. But yeah, man, she straight ripped her arm off, dude.
And she flung it too. She flung it. It didn't like drop it.
It's useless to me.
God forbid that thing landed in the water, man. They'd have been knocked out and drowning.
Yeah. 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 Instead, they only went up against a building.
Yeah. I'm out. We did our part. We're good.
They didn't hit a phone line, so they're good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was that. Again, that's why I love that last episode so much, because so much happened for a common goal. But and I like the Kavira wrap up. So I guess kind of as we're moving towards the end of this, like what. I don't know. I'll start. We'll start with Omar this time. Lasting impression on Legend of Korra, man. Like
we can't go through this whole cast without talking about that ending, like those last 15 seconds.
Oh, we gonna get it.
I was gonna go with that because we were saying, I think in the podcast before, we were like, well, what do you expect in the ending? I'm like, either give me a good fight or give me or the only way to fix everything is if you get Korra, and it's got to be Korra and Asami walking off into that sunset together.
I guess I ask this: Are y'all surprised that they
did it?
Kind of had the balls to do it. Yeah.
Well, she wasn't gonna go back with Mako or something. I'm like, and then they did the blush when they saw. I'm like, come on, I'm like, just do it. It's 2014, B. It's 2014.
I gotta be honest. I was surprised. I didn't think she'd get back with Mako, and I did think however we would leave Korra, it would incorporate Asami, but I was surprised. Like they were like, and I guess
what they want.
I think just today, gave some what they want. But like I think just today, one of the creators went out and confirmed. He was like, yes, that is what you think it is. It is a romantic linking of them. It's canon. But like, no, I was surprised. I was surprised, and actually they let that roll.
Yeah. Well, he said to keep going back to him and whatnot, and like, all right, how about this? How about this? That we have them face each other. Dopeness.
I mean, that wouldn't have worked if the wedding hadn't happened.
Probably not.
I would have been crazy. I thought it might have been them. It might have been their wedding. If that happened, I would have been like, "Yo, it's
we're here. We made it. We made it."
There's too many states where that's still illegal, bro. They weren't gonna do that.
I know after I watched the finale, I tweeted out, I feel as though when the last Airbender wrapped up, it just, it wrapped it up in a perfect present. Mm-hmm. And with Korra, it just tied a pretty little bow on top. Everyone got a little bit of what they wanted. The whole, Korra and Asami ride into the sunset until the Avatar is needed again was great. It was just a great way to end the show.
Yeah. Goodbye, Korra.
Goodbye, Korra.
Goodbye, Korra.
Jordan, what do you got? How did it? What's the lasting impression for you with Legend of Korra?
Lasting impression is the last 10 seconds, and that they had the courage to end it in a gay relationship the way that they did. Like that's, like I said early on, like a few months ago when the season was going slow, I was like, if they end this, like no matter how slow the season goes, if they end this on Korra and Asami, all will be forgiven. Like everything is fine. Everything's fine.
Korra catching that beat down.
And this is like putting pressure on.
They could have had the whole season starring Mako and then ended with that, and I'd be like, all right, I'll tolerate it. So
I'll allow it.
This definitely puts a lot of pressure on other shows in the future and that are presently running to do the same thing. Adventure Time, looking at you.
Right. I mean, and this is what we're all about, right? This is what we constantly harp on is diversity and inclusion and representation in media and how important that is. And to have a show, having an article in Vanity Fair talking about how this is changing the landscape of entertainment for children and all this stuff, like that's no small thing. So them ending the series on that powerful note is amazing. Like that's how I'm going to remember Korra even more than all the awesome fight scenes and the characters and everything else. It's how they decided to wrap that up.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was confirmed until Will just said something. So now that turns a great finale into an exciting finale. Like most definitely that they just had the balls to go ahead and end it like that.
Yeah, and it's funny. I think coincidentally someone that we've been able to work with, Jordan interviewed Geeks Out not too long ago for the website, and they had a column talking about, and I know I shared it like on social media, but like they had a column about just how surprising it was and kind of the different implications of that kind of ending, and just still obviously how squeamish networks are or to allow that, and the kind of fights and things that could put up. So like that's it was a real admirable thing for him.
I also thought it was done sort of subtly and tastefully enough that if people were watching this and they were bigoted and they did not like the idea of it finishing in a gay couple, like you can watch that and say, oh, they're just two friends. Like I feel like it was done subtly enough that people who weren't Avatar fans and people who had never watched the cartoon before and people who didn't live on Tumblr could just look at that and be like, oh, no, it's not. Like, it's not like that at all. And they would delude themselves into thinking otherwise.
Yeah. Carrie,
you guys, Korra has
lasting impression for you.
Korra, she's had so much to work. She's had so many haters. She's had so much to work against. With season 1 and some of the low ratings, and there was a time where people were watching Korra, and I was like, well, you know what? Nick was like, this is kind of getting too dark. And then people were like, well, we really want to watch it now. Kids were like, we really want to see it now. And when it was pulled off TV, and then how the Earth Queen got murked, and Korra's had so much opposition. Yeah, she's had so much opposition working against her, and this ending is just kind of like, you know what? We did it. We finished the series. We did it. We did the best we can, and here's Korrasami. Bitches, eat it.
Bitches. No, like I think I am very curious because one of these dudes, if not both of them together, are gonna write a book, right? They're gonna write a book about something, or they're gonna give some long extended interview, and we're going to get like all the details of how their show almost got derailed, how
Nick tried to screw them over just so many times.
And I was saying like maybe. Like, would that have been a reason for all that happening from Nick Jr.? Like, they got pulled off of this.
True, and I don't know what it can, I don't know that, but the ratings weren't great in season 3. Like those were published and they were not very good. Now again, you're a quote unquote children young adult show on Friday nights. I'm not sure what you expect the ratings to be, but so the ratings weren't great, but it is kind of common knowledge now, or common thought, thinking that the ratings kind of gave them an excuse to pull So it could be kind of a tail wagging the dog kind of thing. We don't know, but I'm sure we will learn at some point exactly what it was. My takeaway from the show, and I am writing kind of is going to be, I guess, in the sorts, my goodbye love letter to Legend of Korra, is the character that is Korra, and I'm really trying to think of another character, live action, animated, whatever, that has had like the complete maturation and character arc that Korra has, right? And how they really, and for a lot of the reasons that people didn't like Korra, they allowed her to be a normal ager with an extraordinary ability, right? Like they allowed her to go through mood swings. They allowed her to be inconsistent in her feelings. They allowed her all these normal freaking things that make protagonists more interesting, but sometimes harder to root for. For a general public type of thing. And from the beginning, and look, we've written on it. We've talked about it to death on podcasts. I've written on it. I know Oz has a column that I'll be referencing in my next one, where he defends Avatar Korra. I'm a huge, and basically because of how normalized they made her personality, right? because look, through all the fantasy elements of bending and everything else like that, let's take a 17-year-old girl who's like the #1 basketball prospect in the country. What are the odds that she's going to be a meek mouse individual who shrinks from moments, who doesn't have bravado or confidence to her? No, like the chances are she's going to be cocky. Why? Because she's got all this ability and power at her fingertips. Like, that's a real person, right? And whether it was just they didn't like someone being cocky, I mean, I tend to think a lot of it had to do with sexism, if we're being quite honest. But you know, we get so many male characters like that, and we don't even flinch.
Yeah.
And here was Korra, and keep in mind also, obviously, just like everyone else on the show, a woman of color, right? That got to experience all these kind of real life scenarios of changes and emotions and all this other stuff. They made her a real person to me, and
she was very real. She was very well written.
I think so too. The only time I disagreed kind of with some of the stuff they did is in season 2, when like she kind of turned her back on her pops and Tenzin, like really quick. That's the only part that I'm like.
I mean, even then you understood it, because she wanted to be the Avatar.
Right. She wanted to be She wanted to be the best, most powerful Avatar she ever be.
She felt as though, you know, staying with Tenzin, staying with her father, it was going to delay that process. Yeah. So you know, I understood, you know, where that came in.
No, I agree with that. You know, I just
people don't have the most. They're not that good at decision making. So I felt, you know, if she could go back and do it over, she would have chose a different outcome. But, you know, these are her choices, and, you know, she has to live with them. So, you know, I'm happy that we had a show like that.
Yeah, I am too. And you know, one of the things, I won't give away the whole column, but one of the things that like really hit home for me personally is someone who is raising a young woman of color who is super confident and is like just at the top of her game in everything. She's super smart, runs around, really physical individual. And then seeing how much she loves Korra, like there's an identification there, right? And we talk about, and Carrie, you've written columns about, talked about seeing representation in yourself, seeing these things and how important that is. And Korra was unique in that aspect, right? Like,
totally.
Y'all can have Olivia Pope behind the scenes. Korra's whooping people's ass, right? Yeah. Like that's
Will, was Amira Korra for Avatar? Was she
what do you mean, for Halloween?
For Halloween, yeah.
That was a parent timing fail on that. She wanted to be Korra for Halloween. Yes. But yeah, like she really likes Korra, you know, and I think that there's something to that, right? Like, it's not by accident. It's not just because Daddy likes it, you know. And so the biggest takeaway for me is the character arc that we got out of Korra, the real person they let her be, and the fact that we can identify that she's this woman of color that lived through these struggles and triumphed and became this incredible person at the end of it, you know. So that's my soliloquy. That's my love letter to Korra, man. Yeah. Just because, and we haven't really seen something like this, right? Like, this kind of maturation, this kind of, you know, these many people of color, and that kind of arc. I don't think we've really seen something like that.
And she was just so unapologetic until the end.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Like she came out the womb. You know, I'm the Avatar.
You gotta deal with it. Exactly.
And for her to, you know, ride off into the sunset with her boo, you know, and with just say, well,
with the fictional Bay,
and then just say, you know, I don't care what you have to say about this. These are my decisions. Yeah.
I'm the Avatar, bitch. Hey, Guardians of the Galaxy, you said it.
And we do realize in the unedited version of Korra, like, Korra says bitch all the time, right? Like, we know this to be true, right? Like,
the earthly tether, bitch.
She got a potty mouth like Rocky Raccoon.
Yo, it's for real, man. Like,
right.
But no, Omar, that Tumblr where in book 3 when she grabs Zahir, when she uses the chain to grab Zahir by the ankle. That shit when someone was like, I got your earthly tether right here, bitch. That's the best. That's the best.
The man was done. He hit the ground 0 to 100 so quick. Zahir was like, yo, that's it. I'm done.
I'm
that
out.
Hurt.
Done.
That
take me in.
I can't fly this off. I can't fly all this tether. All this tether.
Too
the
much
tether's
tether.
back.
Yeah. Now Korra got all the tether in the world, B.
Yeah.
Korra tethered like a motherfucker.
They ain't flying
because Kavira untethered herself real quick.
Oh, yeah.
It was like,
wow.
Something else that I was missing from I was missing from the finale. I wanted her to get back in touch with her past lives.
Yeah, I was wrong on that. I told Omar I thought it would happen when she reestablished with Rava, and
I would have had like a nice touching last moment where she sees Aang and he puts her hand on his shoulder. It was like,
yeah.
You did good, kid. You did good.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
It would have, man. I was wrong. I thought even from book 2, like I've been saying it since book 3 began. I was like, nah, they'll come back.
I mean, if that's ever to be done again, that would probably be the main focus. That would have to be the main focus.
No regrets. I'm good.
But yeah, I mean, it's
I'm good. Look
loophole.
at her. Korra saw me. Now, it's just Korra at the end she won. She's extraordinary. I will miss her. I love her so much. But it's really just surprising how Nickelodeon did her and Mike and Brian, the creators. Korra was doing so well. I mean, they were picking up NAACP awards or nominations for just having such a really diverse show, showcasing women and women of color, minorities, and for them to pull this stuff is just kind of it's like, what is life?
Here's my question, and maybe you guys can answer this better than I can. Was there any merchandising done for Legend of Korra?
Not much. Not as much as you would believe. But I don't think there was a lot of merch for
The Last Airbender either.
There was. Wait, toys or whatnot?
Well, there were toys of Korra and there were toys of Aang and everything like that. But we're just talking about I guess promotion of the merchandise. There wasn't a lot of that.
Yeah.
No, like I don't remember seeing much of at all, and that makes me scratch my head. Like, how could that be, right?
Well, let me just go back to Avatar: The Last Airbender. When they started doing merchandising for that show, they really messed up. Like there were, I guess for Burger King, they had toys and they didn't have Katara. They had like Aang and Sokka and like a random Fire Nation general. And we have to live in a world where there was never a Toph action figure, you guys. We have to live in that world.
That's a problem.
This world is now. There was never a Toph action figure.
Earthbender ever.
Never. So coming full
Greatest
circle
bender ever.
Korra,
Greatest bender ever, bro.
Coming full circle to Korra, when the crew were working on Korra, Nickelodeon was hesitant for this female Avatar show. And I saw it on Tumblr, but they said they had to screen like an episode or a couple minutes of Korra to like little boys to see if they would go for it. And the little boy's like, yeah, we don't care if she's a girl or not. She's kicking butt, so we love it. So that's the mentality we have to work with.
That kind of mentality is, you're not born with it. It comes for you from just ignorance that you see in your life. So I mean,
That's a shame. That's a shame, man.
We never had a Toph action figure. We have to live with that. That's on us.
My mom got me early. My first action figure was Storm. My mom, boom, there you go. Man, would love to have like Toph or like Korra be like my first. To give that to your kid, like here, go into the world now. That's all. This is all you need in the world.
You are free.
Be who you want to be, yo.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
So I think we have sufficiently said goodbye to the Legend of Korra.
Or the Henny now.
I know, right? I need to pour something out and then just
This is
rest.
for
libations,
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 brothers.
You won't be lonely.
Jordan singing.
Yo, that's that Prince Wu cut. That's that Prince Wu cut, man. Even though, what's the song about
everybody? And I'm
Brother,
with everybody.
he's like running away
crossroads.
Yeah, you always I'll meet you in the spirit
Did
realm.
anybody pay attention to the lyrics? He's like, we have to run away from Kavira, though I still think she's really pretty. Yeah.
Hey, y'all, I miss my grandma tough, y'all.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna bend everybody, and I'm gonna bend everybody.
I'm gonna miss everybody.
Oh my goodness.
No man should have that much bending power.
Black Nurse Problems remix.
Oh my goodness.
The dedication album.
Dedication album to Korra.
Wow, you guys. Wow.
Oh, that's great. All right. Anybody, y'all got anything else to say before we sign off here?
I look forward to seeing in the future Milo become president of Republic City in some fan art drawing, because that's all that's left.
President.
No,
he's gonna be a president.
Milo gonna be leading still Team 6, bro.
Yeah,
Milo can do anything.
Milo,
he can do everything.
President, the government's gonna deny the existence of Milo.
Yeah.
All right. When he's in the Earth Nation or the Earth States or whatever they'll become, doing like assassinations and whatnot, is like we have no confirmation that Milo is still alive. We don't even know who that is.
We don't talk about Milo ever.
Not at the dinner table. Not at the dinner table. Just goodbye, Korra. I mean, with the Avatar, the last Airbender, it was so cool seeing Katara go out there and kick ass and blood bend and heal people. And it was like, yo, we got brown girls on screen doing good. And then with Korra, it's just like, yeah. Miss you,
Korra, who I also would note was consistently one of, if not the darkest toned character on screen.
Were a lot of the waterbenders predominantly people of color?
Brown.
Yeah, but even like Korra is darker than like her pops. You know? Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, and I think that was intentional too. You know. But yeah, we'll miss you, Korra. We'll miss you. Yeah. So I think that's all we got. Thank y'all everyone for tuning in. Again, we have a lot of Korra content that's going up on the site this week. And I guess this is the last time we could say happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy the week. We'll come back with some good stuff. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
Peace.